Today is the 13th day of the 11th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, December 16, 2021. To begin all humankind, Chanjin Champong Kyongbe Baro. Let us recite the family pledge. Number 1. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. 2. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the beautiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the the three great kingships and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is the Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. 6. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and True Parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges, having entered the era of Channel Group, to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love.
Brothers and sisters, let us begin our morning devotion through an opening prayer to be led by Brother Edward Mayo.
On behalf of Mr. Eduardo Mayo, I will lead the prayer. Let us pray. Good morning to our most beloved Heavenly Parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parent, for this beautiful morning. Thank you so much for the protection of the whole night as we were able to sleep and wake up early to start a new day. And thank you so much for extension of lives here in this physical world. We are here and gathered here together with precious brothers and sisters and with our leaders as we are about to start the National Morning Devotion. We would like to start this morning devotion with words from our beloved true parents, and may these words can give us guidance, internal guidance, and inspiration, and may we can nourish our spirit in order to continue our portion of responsibility centering on Vision 2027. We would like to pray for protection and good health of our beloved true mother who is working in the providence as the only begotten daughter, and our true mother is still alive in the physical world. We pray that we can truly be able to cooperate and support our beloved true mother and attend her while she is still here in this physical world. I pray as well for protection, good health of brothers and sisters and leaders, um, and especially to all members from all over the world, that we can truly be able to cooperate as one, centering on our portion of responsibility, even though we are still facing a lot of difficulties and challenges, and even during this pandemic that we are facing, Heavenly Parents. We pray that we will always be grateful and offer more Jongsong and sincere devotion, and we will surely bring victory as we offer to you and our beloved true parents. Please as well protect our Chongbuk couples, our blessed true families, our blessed children, our second and third generation, and we will bring results before the end of 2021 in preparation for the year 2022, centering on building the heavily unified Korea and the heavily unified world by 2027. Thank you so much for the love and the blessings you have showered upon us, and we are sorry for all our shortcomings and limitations. We will do our best to help one another and exert our efforts and Jongsong in order to bring results to you and our beloved true parents. Thank you so much for everything. Please protect us and guide us as we're about to start this day. Please give us guidance and inspiration from this morning that our national leader will give the message of our beloved true parents this morning. Thanks so much for everything. And I would like to pour spirit in the name for true parents. In my name, Chami second generation member from Bissinger family, Aju.
Let us have our individual prayer. Good morning, good morning, good morning, heavenly parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. And good morning to all our brothers and sisters throughout the whole world. So as we begin this day, let us hear our Honduki message to be read by Marico Cortez.
Good morning, everyone. Mother of Peace, Amima by Akchan Moon. Chapter 5, The Emblem of the Kingdom of Heaven, continuation. As this was a project benefiting all of Korea, we invited citizens to contribute money. In 1993, through the Sigyevo Corporation, we founded the Yusen Patriotic Martyrs Memorial Foundation Corporation. Besides gathering historical stories about the bravery, determination, and sacrifice of those who fought for Korea's independence. The foundation also works for peace in Northeast Asia. Historically, relations between neighboring countries in Northeast Asia have been complicated. Creating peace is like unraveling a ball of tangled yarn. It is difficult to find where to begin, but nothing will be accomplished by sitting with arms crossed. When the Segyu Times Corporation reconstructed the Lucian courthouse, it did so to capture the anguish of the past age and enable visitors to experience the story of the Korean people overcoming a national crisis. It also points of sin and among it, as well as launching newspapers in Japan and the United States. Our movement launched Templos del Mundo in Latin America and the Middle East Times in Istanbul. But it was only in 1989 that the Korean government instituted the freedom of the press that allowed us to launch the Sigyeolbo newspaper in Seoul. February 1, 1989, founding of Sigyeolbo, Seoul, Korea. Since a religious movement founded the newspaper, we naturally faced opposition, as in the United States and Japan. Mockery circulated, just watch it become a mouthpiece promoting the Unification Church. People said it will be nothing but a religious tract, the haughtiest voices predicted. I'll stop printing before the year is out, but our determination to produce a professional news source that could serve Korea by providing fair and unbiased news and opinion was unwavering. On February 29, the presses started up and 1.2 million copies of the first edition of Sigyeolbo came rolling out. We held fast to the creed that the news media must be the voice of conscience and of the truth. This conviction has remained steadfast for more than 30 years. Our efforts garnered more than just verbal criticism. After Segyeolbo exposed the Korean ruling party's corruption, innocent and unrelated enterprises we had founded were suddenly subjected to overbearing taxes and investigations that drove some into bankruptcy. The government targeted companies such as Tong Industries, which produce essential machine parts, and Dongyang Agricultural Machinery, which manufactures and to shut down. Various powerful interests demanded that we fired surrender to treats or indecence. Instead, we raised the banner of social justice and virtue. Over time, with steadfast publishing of valuable news and opinion, Sigyeolbo has prevailed when my husband Aju
Thank you so much, Miss Marico Cortez, for your Hondoki reading. And at this juncture, allow me to introduce my wife, Mrs. Rahani Cortez, to give her 10 points of gratitude.
Good morning, everyone. I thank Heavenly Friend and true friends for giving me this opportunity to share my 10 points of gratitude. Number one, I thank Heavenly Friend and true friends for everything He has given me, a wisdom to understand His words always. And two, I thank all my sister Leslie Ann and Riley for bringing me in the center to attend DP seminars and be a member of the Blessed Central family. Number three, I thank also Ate Lisa Limana and my husband Arnie Curtis for nurturing me and guiding me to overcome every trials and difficulties. And four, and thank also all my brothers and sisters here in Davao region for their kind heart. And five, and for my family that always cheers me up when I'm down. And six, and for my husband Arnie Cortez, for always there at all times. And seven, I thank also Heavenly Friend and true friends for giving me a second life that I overcame and survived hyperthyroid sickness. And eight, I thank you also all our leaders who always support us in our mission. And nine, I thank also all my children who always so support us and participating in our daily Hondoke. And 10, I thank also Heavenly Friend and true friends all the blessings that we receive day by day. And that would be all. Thank you for allowing me to share my 10 points of gratitude. Good morning.
Wow, thank you, Mrs. Cortez, for your 10 points of gratitude. Let us give her a virtual round of applause. So, once again, good morning, brothers and sisters. And now let us receive a very precious word from our victorious true parents. Sorry. At this juncture, let us welcome the tribe of Wilbar family for their offering song. Let us give them a virtual warm of applause.
Heavenly Parent, true parents, brothers and sisters, this song is dedicated to everyone. You think you own whatever land you land on, but it's just a thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you learn things you never knew, Have you ever heard a wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the greeting bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder what the world. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The Huron and the Otter are my friends, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hope that never ends. Have you ever heard a wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, for whether we are white or copper skin, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. Need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and steel, and you'll only serve and seal. You can paint with all the colors of the wind. Thank you. Thank you.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much, Velbar Tribe. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact name of the sister who sang that wonderful song. But still, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation, Sister Adu. This juncture to give us today's internal guidance. Let us welcome our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halo. Virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much po, our Kuya Arnie. I would like to offer my greetings first to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. To all our beloved leaders, Chonbo families, the Central families, beloved brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning once again to everyone, and welcome to our National Morning Devotion. Thank you so much for, I think, Region 11, or the family of Kuya Arnie. Region 11 today hosting today's morning devotion. And thank you for your wife, Kuya, our Ate Hani, for offering his 10 points of gratitude, and also for that wonderful offering song from the tribe of Kuya Pedro and Ate Miriam Bilbar. Maraming salamat po. This morning, I would like to share with you I would like to continue sharing in the book of True Mother, the anthology of True Mother's life. So today is the 22nd day of the 7th 40-day National Morning Devotion. Today, I would like to share this topic entitled, Unity is a prerequisite for freedom and peace. Basically, these speeches was given by True Mother in 2002. These are several speeches given in Japan, in Korea, and also in America. So I'd like to begin this presentation. Let's study together. True Mother said, unity is another prerequisite of freedom and peace. So unity is another prerequisite of freedom and peace. Consider the life of a husband and wife. If the two have not become one, how can they enjoy the freedom of husband and wife in a true sense? If a husband and wife are not one, then there is no hope for harmony in the family. Peace in the family will be an impossible dream. So these days we could see how important unity is. Mother is explaining here that unity is a prerequisite of freedom and peace. So freedom and peace cannot come or cannot be experienced when there is no unity. So also for reunification of North and South Korea, our cherished hope is really unity. Everything begins actually from a unity, and we know that it's not easy actually to achieve. In many situations, there are always disunity. And then Mother is explaining here, like considering the husband and wife. So that's why many broken families, not only in our nation, but all over the world, because of disunity, especially husband and wife, not easy to unite together, right? So that's why Mother is saying here, if the two have not become one, how can they enjoy the freedom of husband and wife in a true sense? If a husband and wife are not one, then there is no hope for harmony in the family. So that's why really unity, especially between husband and wife. So in order for us to have a beautiful family, a united family, there should be unity between husband and wife. So if there's no unity between husband and wife, Mother said, there is no hope for harmony in the family. So peace in the family will be an impossible dream. So husband and wife, if they cannot be united, then peace in the family is just an impossible dream, Mother said. So in order for freedom and peace to come, unity should come first. So it all begins really in the family, and especially in the relationship of husband and wife. So this is the prerequisite of freedom and peace. So that's why in our society now, when we look at our society, why our society is like this? When we go back to the families again, because we have a lot of broken families. Husband and wife are, fighting and, ending to divorce or separation. In our country, we don't have divorce, but we have a lot of broken families, right? So without unity, especially between husband and wife, freedom and peace cannot be realized. So everything begins from here. So we can really understand that how precious, really the family, and especially the relationship of husband and wife. Mother said the foundation for peace begins in our heart. So a person blasphemes God if he stands before the unchanging God and says he will vacillate. We blaspheme love if we stand in the presence of his unchanging love and practice a vacillating love. The foundation for peace begins in our own heart when we share both sorrow and joy with God. So from there, we can expand the base of freedom and happiness in the world. So True Mother is saying that the foundation for peace begins in our heart. So how really important it is. Where is the foundation of peace begins? It is in our heart. Mother is saying here, if a person blasphemes God, like saying not unnecessary words against God, and then he stands before the unchanging God and says he will vacillate, or doubting, hesitating, and then also we blaspheme love Mother said, if we stand in the presence of His unchanging love and practice a vacillating love. So, like we are, like blaspheme is like we like using against God or going like against if we are saying that or we are hesitating against God. So we are like doubting like this, and also the same is true with love. Mother is saying we blaspheme love if we stand in the presence of His unchanging love and practice a vacillating love. So if we like in the beginning we believe and then we hesitate, so it's like we blaspheme God and also love. Mother is saying. So the foundation of peace begins in our heart when we share both sorrow and joy with God. Not only in times of, the situation is okay, that we believe in God, but when difficulties comes, we start to doubt, right, and hesitate. So then there is no, or peace cannot come in that sense. So Mother is saying that the foundation for peace begins in our own heart when we share both sorrow and joy with our Heavenly Parent. So from there, we can expand the base of freedom and happiness in the world. So this is what Mother is saying. That's why not only in good situations that we can be able to share with our Heavenly Parent, especially in times of sorrow. So many times through Father is talking about that we need to understand God's heart, right? God's heart in the time of the creation. And then also at the time of Adam and Eve fell, right? And then the heart of God, trying to restore everything back. So we need to understand these three kinds of heart of our Heavenly Parent, not only in times of, joy, but also in times of sorrow. So if we can have this kind of heart, then this can be the foundation for peace to come and be realized, right? So that's why the foundation of peace, Mother said, begins in our own heart. Having this kind of way to share not only joy with our Heavenly Parent, but including, sorrow. So we really need to understand Heavenly Parent's heart. And then from there, Mother said we can expand the base of freedom and happiness in the world. So everything really begins in our heart. Mother said that a religious movement must arise that will teach us to achieve mastery over the body. For this reason, a religious movement must arise on this earth that teaches us to achieve complete mastery over the body and is able to unite the people of the world. Jesus started such a movement. So really, when we talk about unity, always it begins, from the unity between mind and body. Mother is saying here that a religious movement must arise on earth that teaches us to achieve complete mastery over the body and is able to unite the people of the world. So many religions in the world this time, but how many? Also we have many schools, educational institutions, but how many are really teaching about the unity between mind and body? Actually, no. When you go to Catholic Church and in all other Christian churches, they don't emphasize so much actually these things, right? They don't really actually teach. That's why Mother is saying that a religious movement must arise on this earth that teaches us to achieve complete mastery over the body and is able to unite the people of the world. So really a movement that will teach a complete, that will teach humanity to achieve complete mastery over the body should arise. And then this movement was started by Jesus Christ. That's why when Jesus came, right, he was actually very strong, right? The word is like a fire, even Jesus said, right? So Jesus exactly teach them, when Jesus came. So Jesus was the one who started this movement and started to open, the way and really start to teach people about this. But, this time many religions are existing, but they're not teaching clearly about this one. So how can we achieve unity? How can we realize peace? How can we really realize true freedom without unity between mind and body that, bring about husband and wife to be united? Also the family, then really through peace and freedom cannot be realized. Can you imagine? Without really, our movement is the only movement that is teaching about this. Our true parents, they are the only ones who's teaching about this. Many people are talking about peace. Many people are talking about freedom, but without teaching about this, how can people achieve complete mastery over the body? Then peace and unity cannot be realized. Aju, that's why our movement, is the one teaching about this very clearly. Many times Dr. Kittle is teaching about this one, right? This is the foundation. Really, without understanding this and practicing this, peace and unity in our nation cannot be realized. So, as in the world, Mother said, it is our destiny. Please bear in mind that these words are a warning from God, proclaimed to human beings, wading through the muddy waters of a corrupt world in the last days. We all are called to fulfill this task of restoration. It is our destiny. We can never escape our destiny, which is heaven's absolute mandate. So Mother is telling us that this is our destiny. We are all called to fulfill this task of restoration. It is our destiny. So we can never escape our destiny, which is heaven's absolute mandate. So this is really, especially in the last days, right? So Mother is saying, please bear in mind that these words are a warning from God, proclaimed to human beings, wading through the muddy waters of a corrupt world in the last days. So we are all called to complete this mission, to complete this task. So it is our destiny. So each one of us who are here, right? So it's not a coincidence that we are here. We are really called to complete this mission. Actually, already true parents have accomplished, we are now in the new era, right? We are now in the new era, but still we have to complete. True parents already completed the providence of actually restoration through indemnity. They have paid indemnity, all the indemnity. So we are now in the Chunil Book era, but we are still on the task of completing everything, right? God's work until all people can be able to recognize and attend our Heavenly Parent, until all people can be embraced by Heavenly Parent. So this is our task, to really complete everything, and really accomplish completely the restoration course, and really bring everything back to our Heavenly Parent. So we cannot run away from this, Mother said. This is our destiny. So True Mother said, from where do peace and happiness really come? I think everyone at some point in life searches for the origin of peace and happiness. Yet, from where do peace and happiness really come? They do not originate from America or Korea or the United Nations. The crucial issue is how we, human beings, whose minds and bodies are in conflict, can come to embrace a true view of the universe and find peace and happiness in our own hearts. In our own hearts, the remnants of 6,000 years of war between good and evil continue to flare. The First World War was horrendous, as was the Second World War. Such wars, though, were relative skirmishes in a much larger conflict, and neither lasted more than 6 years. So, Mother is asking us, from where do peace and happiness really come? Though they do not originate from America or Korea or United Nations, Mother is saying. So we have the United Nations to, actually make all nations be united, but already 75 years, but until this time, right? So Mother is telling us that peace and happiness will not originate from America, Korea, or United Nations. So Mother is explaining that the crucial issue is how we human beings, whose minds and bodies are in conflict, can come to embrace a true view of the universe and find peace and happiness in our own hearts. So how can be able to really bring unity between our mind and body? This is the most crucial issue Mother is telling us. So how can we really find peace and happiness in our own hearts? Through bringing our mind and bodies together in unity. So in our own hearts, Mother said, the remnants of the 6,000 years of war between good and evil continue to flare. So in our hearts is still, right, this 6,000 years, there is still the remnant of the 6,000 years war between good and evil in our hearts. So how can we eliminate this? So without eliminating this, then peace and happiness cannot really come. So this is most crucial, more than anything, right? More than anything that we are experiencing today. And for really peace and happiness really come, then we have to really bring our mind and body into unity. We have to be able to really experience really peace and happiness in our own hearts. This is really the most crucial thing. So many people doesn't know this. Many religious leaders doesn't know this. So whenever they listen from our teaching, from True Parents teaching, from our lectures, right? Then they are awakened. Because really, peace will begin from here. Happiness will begin from here. Unity between mind and body. And then peace and happiness should really begin in our own hearts. Aju, so it's not in America, in Korea, in these powerful nations, in the United Nation, it's not where really peace will start, right? It is through bringing our mind and body into unity centered on God, and then really that peace and happiness can be experienced in our own hearts. True Mother said it is a war that seemingly knows no end. So yet the struggle between mind and body that goes on within each of us is the worst kind of war. It is a war that seemingly knows no end and whose inevitable result speeds us to ruin. Everyone feels the torment of this struggle in his or her own life. The confrontation between mind and body is a fierce battle of good versus evil, representing the prolonged struggle between God and Satan. So also, True Father also talks about this many times, and then also True Mother herself, right? So Mother said that the struggle between mind and body that goes on within each of us is the worst kind of war. So yes, we are experiencing a lot of conflict, a lot of wars everywhere in our own nations, but Mother is saying that this is the worst kind of war. This is struggle, the war between mind and body that goes on with each one of us. And then this war that is seemingly knows no end continues until this time, right? And whose inevitable result speeds us to ruin. It destroys families. It destroys actually the individual, the family, our nation, and the world. This worst war, which is the conflict between mind and body, this is the ones that is destroying our society. So everyone feels the torment of this struggle in his or her own life. So the confrontation between mind and body is a fierce battle of good versus evil, representing the prolonged struggle between God and Satan. So until this time, right? So really that's why God absolutely needs to win, but God cannot do it alone. We have to make it happen, right? We have to make it happen. We shouldn't be controlled by Satan anymore, but we have to really live centering on our original mind, centering on our conscience, right? And then making God win this battle, this prolonged battle between God and Satan. Aju, that's why who can teach people about this one? Only True Parents. How can we win about this war, right? Schools cannot teach this. Now even religions cannot teach this clearly. So we have to teach people, right? Only through True Parents teaching. So in order for world peace in our nation to come, then this war should come to an end, right? The war between mind and body, the conflict between mind and body needs to come to an end. Only through ending this war, then peace can be realized. Aju, that's why, even though the providence has advanced so much, but deep in our hearts also we need to go back to the basic, the most fundamental, right? Unity between mind and body. This is the most important, more than anything else. Once you have this foundation, then everything will just follow. Aju, then one day peace can be realized on earth. So True Mother said the course of overcoming this struggle is our destiny. Because of this conflict, the ideal of the true human potential has been hidden away in a dense fog and trapped behind a high fence. We must generate a wind of truth and love that is strong enough to sweep the fog away. We must tear down the mighty fence between our mind and body that stands so high as to pierce the sky. The course of overcoming this struggle is our destiny. This is our destiny, overcoming this struggle. That's why true parents have taught us how strong our physical body is. Actually, religions also is telling, but I don't know much this time. But that's why religion is teaching to, to what? Do some things that will make the body weaker, because our body is very strong. So we are doing some fasting, these conditions, bowing, prayer conditions, and then we are going through training, right? So this is absolutely necessary. Without going through these courses, it's impossible to win over our body. And so true parents is the ones teaching this. So without going through, even all of us actually, we have gone through, even our young brothers and sisters, our second generation are going through this, right? Because we know exactly how strong our physical body is, how Satan is using our physical body. So that's why this conflict really, until this time, is continuously happening and being experienced by all of us. It's like Mother said, it's like a dense fog and trapped behind a high fence. So Mother is saying that we must generate a wind of truth and love that is strong enough to sweep the fog away. So we must tear down the mighty fence between our mind and body that stands so high as to pierce the sky. So there's really a big, like fence or a dense fog, Mother said. So we need like a wind, a strong wind of truth and love that can sweep away this fog, that can eliminate, so that our mind and body can be united, right? So this is our destiny. Overcoming this struggle is our destiny. Until this time, right? We are continuously trying our best to overcome. So this is our destiny. If all humanity can break through this, then a world of peace can be realized on earth. Aju? So we have to really understand how serious this is. That's why we are going through. True parents have taught us to go through training. We have to really strengthen our mind, right? So that our mind can become, can stand really in his original position, being the subject of over our body. Aju? So True Mother said, to win this battle, we must overcome the desires of the body. So to win this battle, we must overcome the desires of the body, such as for sleep, money, and unprincipled sexual satisfaction. When he set out on his course decades ago, my husband, Reverend Moon, declared as his personal motto, before seeking dominion over the universe, you must first control yourself. And that is how he has lived throughout his life. That's why now we could see the problem in our society, in the Philippines. So one of the most serious problem now that we are facing is the teenage pregnancy. So this is the problem of unprincipled sexual satisfaction. So this time we really need to, how can we teach people, about the pure love, the purity? How can we really teach people about this one? So humanity to control over their body. So this is the most serious thing. So Mother said, to win this battle, we must overcome the desires of the body, such as sleeping, then the money, and also unprincipled sexual satisfaction. So without, overcoming this, and then without teaching people about this one, then we cannot win over this, situation that we are facing today. That's why True Father said that before seeking dominion over the universe, you must first control yourself. So especially our young people these days, they are very aggressive, right? So without learning self-control, and then without their parents guiding them, teaching them first, then what kind of, young people we're going to have in the future, right? That's why we could see the big role that we are playing this time, really only through parents teaching that all these problems can be solved. So anyway, this time we are really working with the government already. We started from this regional youth forum, teaching them about the causa lectures. Next will be, we will be addressing this issue. Already our president signed the EO 141 to address the issue of teenage pregnancy. So actually, everything is going on the right way already. We could see how much Heavenly Parent, through parents, the entire spiritual world is really working, right? And then through us, as God's body, right, as true parents extension. So we have to work and move and solve these problems that are existing in our society. Without solving this, then really it's impossible to really realize a world of peace. It's impossible to really make our nation a nation of peace. Aju, that's why starting from us individually, and then also in our families, and then going out to our society, solving all these problems, we have to teach people about this, right? So we have to really live practicing these teachings of true parents. So as our true father said, that we have to seek dominion over the, before seeking dominion over the universe, we must first have self-control. That's why training is absolutely necessary, especially for our young people, right? And then the guidance of the parents is really absolutely necessary, very, very important for our young people to really become the hope, right? We have to really guide them very well. So through parents teaching. So this is the only way, Mother said, to win this battle. So we must overcome the desires of our body, and then we can be able to really bring unity between our mind and body, and then we can bring unity in the relationship between husband and wife, and then in the family, and then it will just naturally expand. Then we can be able to really solve all these problems that our society is facing today. Aju? So many times True Father explains about this one, and then now also True Mother is explaining about this one. Even though how much we are advancing without, going to the most fundamental and solving the problems, and really strengthening this most fundamental in each human being, then really peace will be difficult to achieve. Aju, so today, True Mother reminded us again that this is really the, the most serious battle that each one of us are experiencing. So we have to really, offer more devotion to really overcome and really become a model individual, become a model family. Then naturally we can transform our society, starting from us, from our families. Aju, so let's really do our best with the guidance of our beloved True Mother, and really become victorious as individual, in our families, in our tribe, and really advance forward to really transform our nation, and really support our beloved True Mother in the realization of the Heavenly Unified Korea and establishment of Heavenly Unified World, especially by 2027. With this, let us offer our gratitude once again to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents, to our beloved True Mother, for these precious words today. Thank you very much, and may Heavenly Parents and True Parents love be always upon you and your families. Kamsahamnida.
Please unmute po.
Okay, am I heard? Praise God, our Heavenly Parent, for using our energetic and ever-active national leader, the Angelo Halog, as your mouthpiece. Truly, the foundation of true peace and happiness starts in each and everyone's heart. Now, to give us her reflection on today's message, let's welcome our sister Grace Mayo with a virtual round of applause.
Good morning to our national leader, to all brothers and sisters throughout the world. I would like to express first my gratitude for giving this opportunity. Actually, it was Price Win Cora message to me that I will give reflection for this morning devotion. Actually, we've been together the past days when we had our activity in Calabo, in Davao City, with our national leader and Archbishop Soyas Kopal. Actually, this morning, I'm again grateful for the message that we received early in the morning when I received this message that I will give reflection. I I review the Hondoke yesterday. I attended the Hondoke, but I think I have no focus yesterday because we're preparing for activity for our HTM area yesterday. But before I will give my reflection for this message, the message that I cannot forget yesterday's message, that as what your mother said, that we need that all members of Unification Church community from around the world must inherit the tradition that true parents have lived through absolute obedience and complete our mission as tribal messiah, and expanding this responsibility from our tribe, and from our tribe is of course society and for the nation of the world. And True Mother said that we need to fulfill our mission at all cost. Actually, when we stayed for many days in Davao, this message from True Mother that we need to fulfill our mission at all cost. And also True Mother said that we need to advance our mission even in a life or death determination. And I was touched by our regional leader in Davao that even she has time to go home, but because of her mission, that even that day, the last day of our event with our national leader, is a physical birthday of her son, but it is only through virtual that they sing together with her children. And as I was really touched, actually, looking our members this kind of faith, because as what your mother said, that we need to fulfill our mission at all cost. And what is the desire of our heavenly parents? The great will of God, our heavenly parents. This will become Chonalgok ancestors. But your mother said it depends, depending on how we fulfill our responsibility. And I always remember, as what your mother said, please bear in mind that our mission and responsibility as people living in this present age is to tirelessly advance with all our mighty along this path with a life or death result. Wow, amazing words from our beloved True Mother. And for this morning, for this morning message, again, True Mother, we are reminding this morning that unity is a prerequisite for freedom and peace, especially as husband and wife. If husband and wife are not one, then there is no hope for harmony in the family. And peace in the family will be an impossible. So it's been my longing for how many years when I started my mission here in Mindanao. And it is really my desire that I can work together as husband and wife. That's why after the retirement of my husband in 2014, I asked him to go home because actually he wanted more 6 years. But I told him that as long as we have physical fit, and then we can work together, because as what True Mother said, that we become more victorious if there is unity between husband and wife. And this is, I'm very grateful that it really happened, that instead that I will go to America, but he's the one, came back here in the Philippines, and we work together as husband and wife, that in spite of, and again, the topic that, strike me again, the unity, and the worst kind of war is the struggle between our mind and body, the struggle between husband and wife, our fallen nature. And very amazing words from True Mother, that the course of overcoming the struggle is our destiny. So it's our destiny. So if we really understand internally that this is our destiny to overcome, and our destiny to fulfill, since we are now living on the most important time together with our beloved True Mother. So we need to really believe, not believe in mind, but in our heart, that all of us who are working in the front line now, we are all destined to fulfill our responsibility. And actually, yesterday, I just want to, lastly, I want to share for yesterday's event, one of the barangay, since it's our responsibility as a Chunbo, to educate and to follow up our couples. And I was really touched. One of the barangay in the province of Lanao del Norte, when we have a very simple celebration, Christmas party, and then we prepare something that we will give to them. And while waiting, because there's also a group of people in that barangay who cook our food for lunch, then while waiting, I have the opportunity to interview these people who are waiting for our lunch. And then I asked them, did you really attend the Interfaith Family Blessing? And when is that? And then they can still remember. And then one sister, 76 years old, she shared to me that, yes, ma'am, I even shed tears. The importance of that blessing. And you know what happened? Because it's already dark. And then the driver, the motorcycle cannot see the road. And then they got actually accident. But she's very grateful that she's okay. And then the barangay captain gave the opening remarks. And then, well, I was really amazed because he brought that certificate of recognition, that he brought his people in the interfaith, a certificate of recognition attending this interfaith family blessing. And in that certificate, there is a date, and then the date is December 5, 2015. 6 years ago, we conducted the blessing that town in Bacolod, Lanao del Norte. So they were really very happy, and then and most of these people who attended our event yesterday, they attend our the blessing. So why I share this, because I again remember, as what True Mother, that no one left behind, that every single person we need to save. So again, this morning, I'm very grateful that before the end of this year, 2021, actually many things to reflect. And I know that all of us cannot remember this year because the loss of our elders, Kuya Romy, recently Kuya Ernie, which is Kuya Ernie actually. He is my lecturer in my 7 days divine principle in Kamulan. Malay-balay Bukidnon. So I'm very grateful also to Kuya Tony. So once again, thank you very much. And to win this battle, we must overcome the desires of the body. And this, of course, we always heard this motto of our true Father, that before seeking dominion over the universe, so we must first control ourselves. And I know that those who are working in the front line, even we have been traveling from one place to another place, but as long as we love our mission, we cannot feel tired because we know the goal that we will support our beloved true mother for the Vision 2027. So, of course, first, unity of our husband and wife. And we need to really accept that this is our destiny, that we are chosen to work in the front line. So, no matter how many challenges, difficulties. So, I'm very grateful to our members in Davao, especially for the improvement of our training center in Carmen. And also, we have the opportunity to clean up and offer our prayer and hondoke in our holy ground in Tagum. And also, we meet also our leader in Jinsan. We also wear our hondoke in our holy ground, the first holy ground, and General Santos with the couple of Bastol. And I have the opportunity also to visit our ambassador for peace and the family of Sultan Pax Mahudato, who sponsored and our first big interfaith family blessing. So once again, thank you so much for this opportunity that I was able to give my reflection and share and report our activities as a Chambo couple, as a blessing to the family. Thank you very much and good morning.
Wow. Thank you so much for your wonderful your reflection, your grace. A round of applause for Sister Grace. Now, for another reflection, let us welcome our brother from Malita family, Brother Mike, for his reflection.
Good morning. Thank you, Brother Arnie. Dungog ko, okay lang akong audio?
Yes.
Okay akong
audio.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Good morning, first of all, sa tanan, especially to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halong, for the untiring effort to give us and feed us every morning with spiritual food through this morning devotion. Actually, I expect na nagsasalita na si Ate Grace. I'm not supposed to be speaking. I'm not expecting that Ate Grace will speak ahead of me for the reflection. Basta Ate Grace, good morning. Good morning sa ating mga leader, Chunbo families, Blessed Central families, and family members, especially sa mga hardworking frontliners natin. Greetings from my hometown of Malita, Davao Occidental, the southern part of Davao, a newly built province. Yeah, I'm very impressed with the importance of the message today, especially the unity of mind and body, as true mother mentioned, that unity of husband and wife is very important for the harmony in the family. So one of the important point there is that where that unity come from. So this does not come from America, United Nations, or Korea. So it comes from our hearts. Sometimes I could recall here in my area of responsibility in Malita, I have witnessed also like religious leaders, pastors, and my relatives, especially yung mga tawag dito, leader ng aming kapilya. And they participated with our family, barangay family blessing. Then doon, makita mo talaga na the lecture is emphasized so much about the importance of mind and body unity. So sa event na yan, I feel na they are really very inspired with the sermon prior to the blessing during the orientation. Sharing of true parents' words to them, give them the strength to live a life of purity, especially sa mga religious leaders. But I'm saddened to see na one of my place couple, especially a religious leader, nagsisigarilyo pa rin hanggang. Then I was a little bit, matagal na siyang pastor sa simbahan, but then it's very difficult for him to sever that addiction from cigarette. It's really very difficult. That's still mind and body disunity. The father always emphasized that we have to eradicate this problem of three bad habits. The father emphasized about the three bad habits, which is smoking, alcohol, and drugs. So that's why it is our responsibility really to not stop doing our responsibility as true parents representative in our area of responsibility, especially when we become tribal messiah, and especially when we have the title of becoming chonbo. My couple is not yet chombo, but we challenge ourselves. If we can have the chance, we try to fulfill all the requirements. And really, true parents cannot educate all the people. It is our responsibility as the representative in our area of responsibility. In this era, the era of Chon Il-guk, we are living in the most amazing era wherein true parents proclaim the era of Chon Il-guk, which is the era after the coming of heaven. The era wherein the heavenly constitution will be implemented. And the era of Hainon, where there is no shadow should be cast. Hainon means the sun is 90 degrees overhead. True Father emphasized about this because if you have shadows in you during the Hainon means that there's some issue within you. That's why this era is a time where very great era, because we could witness the advancement of God's providence as we enter into this new era. I always remember the Bible passage that I saw a new heaven, a new earth, because the old heaven and old earth has passed away. So we witness these things in our lifetime because we are born in the time of true parents. That's why we are very fortunate. But then the most challenging part in our life of faith is how to become really exemplary in our area, in our community, because we are blessed or we are already Chonbo couples. It is our task to really model in our a model family in our society. So we need to really sit to become exemplary example to our community. And we cannot just be onlookers to our society, and especially to our tribal members. We need to reach them out. Is my deepest understanding that our task will never end until we can educate all these people and transform them and inherit a true parents' blessing, and engrafting them completely to become blessed central family and become a chonbokopos that will qualify them to enter the kingdom of heaven. Until this time, there are still many Christian groups in anywhere which really needs to learn through parents' teaching, because without that, we can see them, they are very pitiful. They just gather in groups and singing praise. Then just memorizing Bible passages. Yan lang naman ang pang-ano nila, yung parang tawag niyan, they master the Bible passages, but they don't have a deeper understanding about what is really God's will. So it is my job, our job to bring them to true parents and let them learn through parents' teaching, so that they will be connected to the mainstream of God's providence. So, talking about the mind and body unity, the Father always said that there can be no sound mind and sound body without true love. So it is in relation to True Mother's message this morning. And there can be no perfection without sound mind and sound body. So that is a very important thing in our life of faith. So we are destined to be perfected. If possible in our lifetime, we need to be perfected, because this is our purpose in life. So maybe hindi ko natataasan ng aking reflection. Brothers and sisters, thank you for this great opportunity that you have given me. And have a great day. Salamat sa lahat. And advance Merry Christmas sa lahat. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Brother Mike, for your wonderful reflection. And at this point, the table is now open for anybody or from our brothers and sisters throughout the whole world to share us your reflection. Is there anybody from the room? Oh, so let us welcome Brother Roy Karomba to share to us his reflection. Let's give him a virtual round of applause.
Morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, Mindanao. Happy to see my elder brother Arnie Cortez.
Yes.
Listening on the message today and reflection of our members, especially Ate Grace and Brother Mike, I'm thinking of the words of unity as a prerequisite of building peace. No? And I'm thinking of always we not only me, maybe many other brothers and sisters talking about our priorities in life. We always say that our priorities like this, like that. And thinking of that priorities, what to do in the day. Sometimes our priorities is changes as our life changes also. So I realized that if we centered our life every day on the priorities that we need to do, priorities is like not absolute. So just like when we and Jesus Christ said that repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Building God's kingdom. When Tropian said that we need to build Son El Go. So we decide things in our life based on the priorities that we will do. But I think today I realized that our life should not be centered on what priorities we want to do in our life. But our life should be centered on, of course, in True Parents' words, but True Parents' words, it is not really centered on priorities, but it is centered on purpose. Okay, so True Parents always declare words of declaration is centered on purpose. So when we live our life centered on purpose, because the purpose is absolute, it is eternal. So then we can be guided in our life. So my reflection is between purpose versus priorities. I think we need to live a life centered on purpose, not on priorities, because priorities it changes. So, but purpose, it is absolute, it is eternal. So that's my reflection today. Thank you and good morning.
Well, thank you, Brother Roy. It's been a long time that we haven't seen each other. Thank you so much for your sharing. This juncture, let us hear from the HQ staff for any news and announcement. Is there any news and announcement? Oh, it seems none. And let's have our closing prayer. To be led by Brother Yunfil Persha, one of our second generation in Davao City.
Please join me in my prayer. Good morning, Heavenly friends, victorious to friends, heaven, earth, and humankind. Today, Heavenly friends, together with our brothers and sisters, all the leaders, the second gen, Heavenly friends, would like to offer our deepest gratitude to you, Heavenly friends, for giving us such a wonderful present in this to wake up early in the morning, Heavenly friends, and also to be able to receive your words of inspiration, Heavenly friends. Today, Heavenly friends, is so very inspired and grateful for all our brothers and sisters, to all of the blessed families who offered their John song and going to mission, Holy Friends, to saturate every place, Heavenly friends. And today, Heavenly friends, is so grateful to our true parents for giving us such a wonderful message for today. Heavenly friends, we really need this in our lives, Heavenly friends. Because through all the problems and challenges and difficulties, we were able to realize how important divine principle is, how important uniting our mind and bodies, Heavenly friends. And today, Heavenly friends, as we end this morning devotion, Heavenly friends, we're going to prepare our hearts and mind once again to go to our respective areas, to our places, to our responsibilities, and to to become successful throughout the day, Heavenly friends. And I pray, Heavenly friends, for the protection, especially to our mother who's been working so hard, Heavenly friends, standing strong to all of us, all the leaders, and to all the brothers and sisters offering Johnson condition, to all the organizations, Heavenly friends, doing their best, going out the front line, doing fundraising, witnessing, giving and teaching all the people have friends to understand your heart, friends, and have friends. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for these teachings, have friends, because we really need this in our life and be able to share this to our future generations, our friends, and our friends will sorry for all the sins that we've done, have friends. Well, the things that we fail to do, we miss to understand our friends, all the shortcomings. All our ancestors' sins, have friends, and I pray to become stronger, have friends, strengthened and determined more to really, really fulfill our portion of responsibilities, have friends, become a best version of ourselves. And thank you so much for this wonderful day, and I pray that we're able to become successful throughout this day and move on forward. And because this another year is coming towards us, repents, and despite all these problems, the pandemic happens, we're able to break through and produce more result, and we're going to produce even more result and repents and extend our efforts to really able to contribute more to the providence repents. And thanks so much for everything. This I humbly report to you, my beautiful Presa, second generation of Blessed Family, Aju.
Let us have our unison prayer. Realize you. So, brothers and sisters throughout the nation and throughout the whole world, thank you so much for your active participation in today's morning devotion. Heavenly friends, bless us all. Kamsahamnida. And good morning to all of us. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy birthday.
Good morning po. Good morning.
Morning, dear Ron.
Morning.
Thank you so much for your participation.
Mm.